There you go, I've got a force field inside of me. Ah, I forgot about that. There you go. Ow! Hey guys, this is TGStudios in another Roblox example, if you like. You know, Roblox has got a force field when you spawn in. Like, let's just say here. I'll show you it. I'm sure that you already know what I mean. But every time when you respawn, you have a force field inside your player. Like, if I insert one now, there you go. We got that. I've been designing my own force field. It's with this block here, and we might see it in operation if my coding's right. Take that force field out. You see that? I can't get close to it. It's pushing me away. Yeah, there's nothing in the workspace apart from what you can see. So there's no hidden brick or anything. It's all in code. Right, so now I'm gonna I've just created an emitter that's right up in world height, right up, I think it's about 200 stars up, and it's going to fire at that force field. And here we go, I'm going to enable it. Yeah, I've at the moment, there we go, just really basic code in those particles. I've also added a power system to the force field as well, and if it ever fails, which it's just about to do, it just explodes, just to let me know that it's sort of failed. Alright, let's move that out of the way. Yeah, I go boom. Yeah, I've had a bit of fun with this. I'll move it out of the way, it'll start charging again until things start hitting it again. It's still in its it's still like a prototype kind of thing, so it works inside humanoids as well, which is the amazing thing. The only trouble is if you get into a vehicle and then try and drive with that vehicle, unless the vehicle actually puts inside your player model, it tends to knock you out of the game, quite literally. Let's play around with the actual forces of that. Let's put a spawn location above the force field and see if I can bounce on it. I'll show you the code behind it in a bit. It's actually really, it took a lot to work out how to do it, but at the same time, once you know how to do it, it's really simple. It's taken me, I guess, best part of my programming life to work out, and then I found out a way of doing it. Yeah, there we go. We got knocked away. I can't get there. Let's try this rocket. Boing. Yeah, so I've taken into account of the speed of the objects hitting the force field, and I thought rather than have it bouncing back at the same speed, I thought I'd have a little bit of dullness, so in other words, as if it's bouncing off the surface. I may change that later. It's hardly even touching the force field. Yeah, so the idea of why I'm programming something like this is I'm slowly but surely updating my turrets, and they're going to have this kind of shielding system. The only drawback of this system is instant hit weapons. It does not work with those. Which is obvious, because you fire the button and it hits the target straight away. If it's a projectile, it will do as you saw. Right, so the code is as follows. I'm doing all the usual things. I'm just setting up an area with region 3, which is how I'm getting all the bits inside that Forcefield effect, and I'm applying a power to it of 100, as you saw on the little overlay. So this is just a debug thing that I wrote whacked together just to make sure I know where the area is, trying to work out where the corners are and everything else. Like if I actually uncomment this, I'll show you what that does. Hopefully. Yeah, didn't mean to play, but whatever. You see those bricks in the corners? It's just basically just defining an area. And let's actually move that up a bit so you can see the bottom ones. Like so. Yeah, there we go. That's the region 3 that the Forcefield's operating in. It can only be as big as that, because if you have it any bigger than that, Roblox likes spitting out errors saying it's too large or something. I hope they do change that later, because it is an awesome effect. It's just a bit too small. And the other way it will fail is if there's over 100 parts inside that area, it will fail. That's to do with the region 3, not the my programming. This little thing here is just basically just to let me know that the Forcefield block has been touched. So it just creates an explosion and that I go boom. That should be explosion name. I forgot about that. Yeah, I just wrote this just this minute and forgot to change a few things around. I'm using my C custom weight because the Forcefield is meant to run every game tick, not every weight tick, if you like. I found if I run it with the normal weight, it doesn't work properly. It sort of misses bricks here and there. And the code I was looking at, I was trying to work out for how long I've been actually programming for, is this little bit here. It's just doing the dot product of two vectors. In other words, makes things bounce. Where we got the input vector and the normal of that vector, if you like. And it just works it out with the dot product. I won't go into too much detail about the dot product because I'm barely understand it myself, but all I understand is, let's just say you got two random vectors and they're pointing in the same path. Like let's say you got one going to the left and another one going from the top pointing down at where the first one goes to, and that'd be the dot product. So it's just think of a bouncing ball really, where the floor is one vector and the ball is the other. That's basically all it is. And I've created my own print because I found it's a lot easier to do my own print. I may do a little topic on this later, or release it as a module. It just basically where you can actually set the target where you want to print out either the console or the output if you like, or a custom object, which is what I've got there. And of course I'm doing a bit of error checking there just to make sure if the target equals nil, then it prints out into the console. That's basically all that is. Right, so the main gubbins of the script, I'm getting the parts by that function there, the internal function of find parts in region 3 with ignore list, which is the ignore part is actually set to itself. So if I set that to, let's say, a player, that would be self parent, or whatever the self's actually set to. So that'd be script parent, which would be the player if you like. Or in this case, if I'm putting that straight into the middle of the into a torso or something. Yeah, that'd be script parent parent. So yeah, then I'm looking. I've set a activation distance. I might play around with that later to get make it look like the actual emitter is the actual force field rather than making them bounce just before it hits them. I don't know why I'm waving my hands around it for. I haven't got my camera on. So the way I've got them to reflect is I'm using that code above that does that dot product thing to get the bounce angle, and then passing it back to the velocity of the parts that intersect the field. And just in case that does not work, I'm also, if you like, teleporting the brick back along its path. So that's the reason why you see it sort of bounce sometimes. And then we get onto the power. Like if it detects any blocks inside the area, it drains the power. Otherwise, if there's nothing in the area, it just charges up. And if we run out of power, there's a wait of 5 seconds before it charges up again. And that's basically it. And then I'm just calling my own custom wait print, if you like. So yeah, let's actually show this inside myself when I actually get into the game, just to show that it is operational. So let's do this. Forcefield, copy. Let's disable that. Put it inside my torso. Paste into. Yep, because particle emitter is not equals 0 or equals nil. I have to disable that. So if I do this, cut, put that in my torso, paste into, change this around just slightly. That's self, parent, right. Just bear me a few secs while I get this all set up. Self, parent, and that should be working now when I enable it. Might move that billboard up a little bit above my head. It's too high. There you go, I've got Forcefield inside of me. I forgot about that. There you go. Ow! That's the explosion part of my Forcefield that done that. So it is working inside humanoids, but it's a little bit buggy. As you saw. So yeah, I'm going to leave this running, and I guess that's it basically. There we go. So yeah, hopefully soon, if I can actually define this properly, I'll be releasing this. So anyway, this has been TGStudios in Roblox Studio on my custom Forcefield, if you like, and I'll catch you guys later. TGStudios signing out.